Hey guys, Long Haul Larry, and we are here in Plymouth, Wisconsin. We actually have gotten unloaded. The place was just on the street there. I just swung in here to grab a little snack or something. But I ran that load straight on through. Did an all-night deal, made her all the way in here. I wasn't supposed to unload until this afternoon or whatever, but I guess they had an early appointment. The boss said if I could get here first thing, they do have an open appointment in the morning, so I made her up here, and I went in there and got unloaded. I actually walked in there and I handed the lady my paperwork, and she grabbed it, and I said, "This is Saputo in Glendale Heights, Illinois, correct?" And she just looked up at me. She did not laugh or anything. I said, "I'm just joking around." I said, we had a couple employees that brought in loads, the wrong plate. She goes, "I remember." I said, "It says right there in the paper." She just, "I'm good." She got me my door, and away I went. That place unloads really nice. Actually, it's a nice place. But now I am unloaded, and I am heading home. Time for some time off. So I'm going to be off for a week and a couple days. I'm going to spend a week up in the UP, and then I got to come home for a wedding. But I got to get a couple things done at the house before I can take off. But I'm going to head home, take a little nap there first. Get a little nap. I just drove all night. Take a little nap, and then I'll get up, mess around this afternoon, do what I got to do, and then maybe take off tonight. I'm not really sure. But it is kind of a gloomy day here. I'm showing 43 degrees. You can see she's got some dark clouds happening here. That's an old knotty tree there. Right there at that roundhouse in his past, that's where I got my dog when I was a kid. I think I was about 7 or 8, something like that. They had a sign out in the front yard, it said "Free Puppies." And we were driving by, and I said, "Oh, look at that." I was with my dad, and he said, "They got free puppies." And he kind of went, "Well, you feed it. It's got to sleep outside." I said, "Okay." We stopped in there, and the mom of all the puppies was humongous. Just big, huge black dog. I mean, just huge. And he was like, "Well, if the puppies grow up like the mom," he goes, "that'd be a good dog to have around the farm." And so we grabbed one, little tiny puppy. That dog grew up. His name was Toby. And that dog, I bet you that dog lived 16, 17 years, something like that. And that dog would run around. That dog grew up big. And it would, whenever it saw people or something, it got all excited. It was the friendliest dog ever. It would always come running at you and stuff, and it would go, like, make this weird sound. People, you know, it's all pitch black, real long black hair. Everybody said they thought it was a bear. And the dog was huge. And we wouldn't even feed it half the time. It just ran around the farm. Sometimes it'd be gone for days. And all of a sudden, there he'd be. He'd just go strolling around the countryside. Never chained him up. Well, if there was lightning, if there was a storm or something, then we had to chain him up because we think he got hit by lightning or got really scared by lightning or something. Because one time when a storm came through and there was lightning, and he jumped right through the kitchen window. And everybody woke up and came down there and heard all the broken glass, came down, and there was Toby laying on the kitchen floor, blood everywhere, glass cut him all up. Jumped right through the window. So whenever there was going to be a storm, then we'd chase him, we'd chain him up so he wouldn't jump through the windows, that or put him in the entryway. He did not like thunder, lightning. But he'd be gone for days sometimes, and then we'd see him going across the field, and he'd be dragging like a deer leg in his mouth, and like half the deer behind him would still not do it. He would go and kill deer. That's how big this dog was. He'd have his own dinner. He was quite the dog. And people pull up, and he'd go running out there, and people would be all afraid they wouldn't get out of their cars and stuff. It's like, he's good. And then my niece and my nephew, my oldest brother, they were small, and they lived here around here, and they were like 5, 6, 7 years old. They'd come out to the farm, and he'd be laying on the deck, and they'd run over and just jump on him. I mean, just jump right on him. And he was probably 10 years old or something like this. And they'd just jump right onto him, right on his back. And we always thought it would hurt him and stuff. They'd do it, and they'd grab his fur, and he would just stand right up with them on his back. And then he'd walk around, and they'd ride him like a horse. And he didn't have a problem in the world. My mom finally took him in and had him put down. He was getting really grumpy. They were having to keep the kids away from him. Because they would go up and pull on his hair and stuff. And a couple times, I guess, he snarled at them or something like that. And so my mom started keeping the kids away from him. He got, I think it was like 16 years. 16, something like that. And then she said that he was walking, she went outside and walked off the deck to go out and do something, and he followed her off the deck, and he was walking behind, and she heard something, turned around, and he just walked right off the deck and just collapsed and went and landed on the ground, and he was just laying there, barely conscious and stuff. And she said she loaded him in the back of the truck, took him to the bed. Bed said it's time. So she had him put down. I don't know if you guys remember, I used to do stuff, story time with Larry and all this stuff. About different things that happened to me in trucking and all this different stuff. Different things. There was a story I told about turkeys. Hitting wild turkey in a Mack truck. Cab over Mack truck, and my ex-wife was in there freaking out. It happened right here in between these trees. See those trees on the right and left right here? That's where they ran out. They came running right out as I came the other way over that hill with a full tanker and a cab over. This is the prison right here, Calmarine Prison. It's a medium security prison. It's been here forever. They've only had like one escape attempt or something like that in all the years that it's been there, and they didn't get out. But there is a lot of deer, turkey, stuff around here because you can't hunt back here in these woods around this prison. You can't be walking around a prison with a gun, you know. So there's no hunting allowed back in this area. You can't go back in those woods. And so there is a lot of wildlife back in here. Well, I'm gonna let you guys go. Maybe I'll bring you guys back on my way back up there. I got a lot of stuff to do at home. I gotta load up a truck. I'm gonna have me a full load. And maybe I'll bring you guys back and show you guys that. And I'm gonna be heading to UP. I don't know if I'm gonna go today, maybe in the morning. I'll see. Well, you guys, we are home. And I got like Christmas going on. I got a few packages. Figure I'll show you guys what's going on here. I actually have a build coming up. I've been needing a few tools, a few new tools, and I have something coming up this winter that I'm planning. I'm going to be doing a complete rebuild of my F350 and motor, transmission. I'm going to be adding lift to it, repainting everything, all kinds of different stuff I'm going to be doing to it. And so there's a couple of specialty tools I've been needing, and I've been starting to order parts and stuff for it, but none of that, so I don't think there's parts in this. I just got home and I got piles of boxes. And so I thought, you know what? Let's open them up. I don't know if you guys would be interested or not, so it's going to be a bunch of tools, but I'll tell you why I show you this. I'll be real honest with you guys. All I got to do is show it on the camera, tax write-off. That's why I do it. All I got to do is show you guys this stuff, a tax write-off. So if you're not interested in tools, well, then I guess I'll catch you guys later. If you want to see some tools and stuff, well, then you can check them out with me. And we'll see what's going on here. I don't really even remember what all half this stuff is here. Oh, this is a cylinder hone. It is a flex hone the size of the pistons in my 7.3. We're deburring them to pull the pistons up. They're like little ceramic balls on them. You put this in a drill and you put this down in a cylinder. There'll be built up carbon on top of the pistons. You just run this with a drill down in the cylinder, knocks the carbon off, and then the pistons come right out and doesn't damage anything. And they just slide real up, real nice. I have a couple of these, but I didn't have the one that fits that 7.3 liter. Seal. I picked that one up. I have no idea what this is. Buck's Bargain Center. I have no idea. I really can't even think. Oh, I know what this is. I found a set. I have been looking for a set of Allen wrenches. The T-handle Allen wrenches that have them up on the top too. And I found a set at a local hardware store. Probably should look before I just cut this open. Yep, right here. And I found a set, and they had the ball deal on the end of it, so you can have it at an angle. But then it also has this on there, so you can put it on there for a little more torque. And I found a set at a local hardware store by me here, and they only carried the standard ones. They didn't have a metric. And I really like these. I looked at them and I thought they were pretty good quality. And so I looked online and I found a company that had the metric set. So I ordered a metric set, so I have a standard and a metric set matching. That's confusing. I was a bit confused on what these were in this plastic bag. These bags. Let's see what this is. Made in China. Almost everything made in China. Especially Milwaukee tools. Milwaukee tools are made in China. There's that big conversation going on with Tyler. He's like, but they're Milwaukee. Not anymore. This is a new nut set tool. I lost my old one. I have no idea where it is. It's a nut setter tool. I don't know where it went to. I was searching for it the last time I was here to work on my semi, to do something in my semi, and I could not find it. I shot the boss a message. I said, hey, could you check to see if it's out there in the toolbox? Maybe I brought it out there and left it there. Wasn't there. And I need one, so I ordered it. Boy, I know what this is. This is a 33mm impact socket with a 1/2-inch drive. These are the size of the lug nuts on semis, but it has a 1/2-inch drive. Usually the 33mm will have a 1-inch. This only has a little 1/2-inch size, and this is going to go along with something else I have here. But I have a big thing going on with Tyler, because I do mostly DeWalt. All my tools are DeWalt tools. I've just found them over the years. I've just been very happy with them and everything else, and so I just stay with them. Okay, now I'm really confused. Is this here? Oh. Okay. I'm not confused anymore. This is a 33mm 3/4 drive. This has a 3/4 drive. And this is a 33mm. Same thing. Fits the lug nuts. And it has a 1/2-inch size. Both of these are going to go with something that's in here. Actually, one thing may not be in here. I think one thing didn't arrive yet. It's on a back order. Power built. I really don't remember what I all ordered. This is replacing some stuff in the shop that broke and stuff. I know that I need and stuff. Oh, this is a piston ring compression tool kit, and the biggest one is actually the size for the Power Stroke 7.3 liter, and those little pliers grip on there, and then when you clamp it, it clamps the piston rings. That's what that is. I have a bigger tool that adjusts down, but those are nicer. I'm going to save this one. But me and Tyler, you know, I use the DeWalt stuff. Oh, yeah, okay. And he likes his Milwaukee. So it's a rivalry. And DeWalt makes some really cool stuff. They have some stuff where there's saws, table saws, miter saws, you know, compound saws. All the saws, they all use the same battery in there. They got really cool batteries, and Milwaukee isn't close with that. But Milwaukee has a very powerful impact. It's more powerful than what the DeWalt 1/2-inch impact is. So there's a little battle going back and forth. And I did something simple. Alright, this is a camshaft bearing removal tool. This is for removing camshafts, the bearings inside of the engine. And it has all these different sizes on here and everything. And you use this to remove and install new camshaft bearings. And the one that I had before, I had just the one piece. And I knew it worked in a Mack truck because that's what I had it for. And I kind of inherited it from a guy who worked there and he left when I used to do the Macks. But I don't have any of the other pieces. And I found a really super good deal on this one. And so I just picked it up. And I will be needing it for my 7.3, but then also for my orange truck when I do that out there. Keep doing that, you know. So that's just ordering. That's just getting a complete kit. Okay, I think I know what this is. This here, because I'm going to be doing quite a few engine projects coming up. And I have a very nice, smaller torque wrench. Very precise. It's calibrated and everything. It's been checked. It's actually a snap-on one. It's a very expensive one. But it goes to up to 100 pounds. So it's good for the fine stuff in the motors and everything. My bigger one, my half-inch drive one that I had, it's probably 5-6 years old. Maybe even, it's older than that. I bet you it's almost 10 years old, to tell you the truth, now I think about it. It's never been calibrated and stuff, and it was the old screw click-on one, you know. So it works okay for some stuff, like lug nuts and stuff like that, where you don't have to be really precise, but I'm going to be doing a lot of engine work, so I decided to go with a good torque wrench, and so I ordered this one up. And I did some checking on it and everything else. And this here is what you call a split beam. And these are nice. It has a little bit of a flex head, so if you have to get in a situation, you know, a little bit of a tight spot, you can flex it to get to it. This is the half-inch drive. This goes from, I believe, 50 to 250 foot-pounds of torque. And this is what's called a split beam. And the way that you adjust that is you flip this down here, and it has this little dial, and you just turn it up. 100, 120, 150, 175, 200, 250, 225, 250. So now it's all the way at 250. And you saw, I can just turn it. It's one finger. You can turn it, and that's how you adjust it. You get it to where you want, let's say 200. Close that up, it locks it into place. That little thing grips, has teeth on it and grips it. You can actually leave this set at 200, and it will not affect the torque rate. It won't mess it up. On a lot of torque wrenches, you have the screw-on deal on the end. And what they use is a spring that goes through the handle. And when you screw it down like that, it puts tension, more tension on the spring. If you leave that screwed in, and you forget about it, you put it back in the case and it sits there for a while, and it's got tension on it, it can actually, it can spring out that spring there inside, and that will adjust the calibration. This one here does not. It's got a little cam in there that just turns it, and it makes it click on that cam. And it does not matter. It has no tension on it whatsoever. It's just the little cam thing in there that turns, and that's where it tells it to click. So I've actually been wanting a nicer one. So I spent the money on this because I'm going to be doing a lot of engine work. And there'll be higher torques. And I actually bought a brand new one too for going up to 600 foot-pounds of torque. That one's on back order. I know it's not going to be here. It's from the same company. And I can send this in to be recalibrated from them. And once a year, I can send it to them. And it's a $25 charge for them to recalibrate it and check it. And the paperwork is right in here that shows that it's been calibrated and everything. And there's a little plaque in there thing saying, you know, from the company that calibrates it, that it's certified to be calibrated. So I've done some reviews on these things, and these are working really nice. And it's not a snap-on or nothing, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's exactly the same as a snap-on. It's probably made by the same company, except they put a red handle on it. So, and it was about a third of the cost. And you can send it into the company, and they will recalibrate it, and then give you a new certificate and everything that's calibrated. So that's what that is for. And made in the USA since 1938. And that's what this socket is for, is this 3/4 drive. It is actually, because the other one that I have has a 1-inch head on it. And so I didn't want to put an adapter, because when you start putting adapters and stuff on it, it changes your torque. So I bought an actual socket that's going to fit on that torque wrench that I ordered. And it goes up to 600 foot-pounds, so I'll be able to use that for tires and stuff like that, or big bearings, you know, bearings in the engines. And here is the dilemma. This is the battle between me and Tyler right here. I have been doing some research, and the boss, we're putting together the service truck. And those big torque wrenches are pretty expensive. I mean, you're talking $500–600 for a torque wrench. And that's not the expensive ones, okay? And I have seen videos of guys using a Milwaukee impact gun to remove lug nuts on tires, on semi-tires. My DeWalt will not do that. I've tried it, it will not even touch it. I've seen a lot of videos where the guys use this impact gun to do that. Oh, look at this, they even sent me the catalog. I thought it was a Milwaukee catalog. Oh. A special gift for you. A $100 wine voucher. Okay. Somebody want a $100 wine voucher? I don't drink wine. And I don't think Tracy does either. So, I ended up buying it. And I sent the picture to Tyler and I said, look at what I bought. And he said, I knew you'd go red. It's just this one. But, I looked online and I was going to buy it. And I watched videos, I seen you guys doing this and everything. And it has 1,400 foot-pounds of nut-breaking torque. So you can take something off and it'll do 1,400 pounds of torque in reverse. It's a lot of torque, guys. So they're taking lug nuts off, no problem. And then it's 1,200 foot-pounds in forward. So to torque up to 1,200 pounds, foot-pounds of torque. That's a lot. Okay, you'll break studs doing that. And I went online and I looked and stuff, and there were 200, because I've looked at these in the past, and I'm telling you guys, these things were like $800, $600 to $800, something like that. And I was like, that is just too much for an impact gun. And then I looked on there when I was watching the videos, and I was thinking, maybe I should get one. So I looked on there, and I looked online, and I was thinking about ordering one, and I found one, and I was looking at it, and it was $249. And I was like, and it comes with the battery, with the charger, it comes with it all, because I have no Milwaukee stuff. And I saw something else where it says one key. And I was like, what's one key? And I started reading about one key, trying to figure out what it was, and it was only $20 more. And I started reading up on it and stuff, and what it is, I guess, is the impact gun has a Bluetooth capability. And you download an app on your phone, and your phone can actually communicate with the impact gun. And I guess what you can do is, like, if you work in a shop and there's other mechanics in there or something like that, and you leave this out or something, and somebody, you know, you don't want other people using it, you can actually go on your phone and lock the tool out. They can pull the trigger and it won't do anything. You can actually turn it off. Another thing is, too, you know how, like, if you have an iPhone and you have an iPad and you lose your phone, you can go on your iPad and you can do Find My Phone, and you click it and it goes ding, 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 ding. Your phone makes noises until you find it. I use it all the time because I lose my phone all the time. This has that too. It has locate your tool on it. You go in your app and you ding and you walk it around and it'll show you where it is. I think it's pretty crazy. That stuff I don't really care about, okay? Because I don't care about that stuff. But the one thing it said about it is that you can adjust the torque. So, 450 foot-pounds of torque on a lug nut, 500 pounds. Some people do them 550 on semis. I can set this thing up to, when forward, only do 500 foot-pounds of torque. And then I can run it in there until it stops. Then that should be 500 foot-pounds of torque. I'm curious if it's going to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it and then check it with the torque wrench and see if it's correct. And if it is, I told the boss about it. Instead of buying all guns, all the big air guns and everything else for the service truck, maybe we should just buy one of these. and we can change tires with this, and then plus we can use it for other stuff. And then we don't have to buy a torque wrench if the torque rating is correct. I'm going to do a really good check on it and make sure that it works. I'll do it 500, then I'll check it at like 400, and I'll see if it torques to what it's supposed to be set at. And if it matches up to my torque wrench, I told the boss, you could save money not buying another torque wrench. I mean, it's a lot of money for those torque wrenches, for those wheels. You don't have to buy another one, just buy this tool. Then you don't have to buy all the impact stuff. So I'm going to be doing tests on this. But the prices dropped dramatically on these things. They were very expensive not that long ago. So that's going to be an upcoming thing. We're going to open this up and do a whole thing on it and check it out. Oh. Thought somebody was coming in. Got one box fell down here. This is a special tool for my 7.3, I betcha. For the H-pop, yep. It's to release the H-pop lines on a 7.3 diesel. H-pop is high pressure oil pump. And there's lines on there and they got special deals that lock them on. And you put this tool and you slide it in through the little holes in it and it unlocks the lines and it comes off. So that's what this is. I figured that's what it was. Because we get boxes like that in the shop. Better set my $100 wine gift card someplace. Alright, so this one here, I have gone away from Harbor Freight. You guys probably have seen out in the shop and everything else, the shop vices. And they're Harbor Freight ones. And I have talked to the boss and stuff, and I'm like, they work fine. I have one in my shop down there, and I bought it, and it works fine. But I'm going to tell you right now that I'm pretty rough on it. I'm a pretty rough guy on vices. I got big pipes, and I'm pressing in U-joints and stuff, and doing all that and everything. And I broke mine like a month after I had it, and I actually welded it back together. It's kind of hard to weld cast. So if anybody knows that, cast is all full of air pockets, and you never get a full penetration weld on it unless you really heat it and all this stuff. But I welded it the best I could and stuff, and it's worked and stuff. But then I think it was last fall, I had something in there and I was bending some metal and I had a hammer and I was beating on it, and boom, the whole thing just broke apart. So I decided to spring on a nicer one, and this one here I believe is made in Chicago. And this one here is a Wilton, and I checked the company out and everything, and they got a full lifetime warranty on it. If it breaks, send it back in. They have all the pieces. You can just call them up and get the right piece, whatever. And it's the same similar design. I like these designs where you can get the pipe in it, and then you have your regular jaws on the other end. I like that design because I use that a lot. I clamp pipes in there all the time, steering arm, stuff like that. I've done thread stuff. I like to have that. Plus I bend stuff, but then you also have to have this flat part up here too. So I ended up splurging a little bit, and I bought this one, and this is a lot nicer one than a Harbor Freight. It's a Wilton, and it says right there, lifetime warranty. So we'll put it to the test and see if it breaks. So this is what I got right now. Oh, I got lots of orders coming, and I actually have a lot of parts that are going to be coming. A lot of money for those parts too, guys. What I'm planning on doing with my truck is, it's going to cost some money. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it right the first time. It's going to be what I want, the way I want it. And that's where it's going to go from there. So I'll have lots of boxes coming in. And I just got to tell my mom, because she actually was putting all this stuff in her entryway of her house. And I'm just going to tell her, I'm put a sign out there, FedEx, put boxes in the garage, or something like that, so she ain't going to mess with it. Oh, and I also got a windshield for my UTV. That's cool. I'm getting old, got a windshield. It's been cold, and when it's rainy, nasty, cold and stuff, it kind of sucks. You know, I mean, Tracy's sitting in there, you know, getting pelted with rain and all this stuff, and it's cold and everything. I said, alright, we're old, let's get a windshield. So I found a windshield, I ordered it up, it's out in the garage, so. But I'll be taking it up to the UP with me and installing it up there. And then Tracy can have a nice ride. So, I'm going to let you guys go. So that's what I got in order so far. I got a bunch more stuff coming. But, we'll see what all the other stuff coming in. Like I said, the reason why I show you guys this basically, you know, I don't know if you're interested in this or not, but I show you this, guys, and once now that I've showed it to you, tax write-off. I get paid to make these videos, costs money. Get it? That's why you're seeing it. So, but this one here, we're going to do a special video. We are going to compare this one to my DeWalt. We're going to show the differences, and then I'm going to show the one key thing, how it works, and then we're gonna try to bust off some lug nuts off of my orange Freightliner out there. Those lug nuts haven't been taken off in probably 4 years, so they're pretty on there, rusted. We'll see which gun takes them off, and then we're gonna put lug nuts on at a certain torque rate with this one key thing and check it with a torque wrench and see where it comes out to be. So there you go. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I will probably catch you guys up in the UP. I got stuff to do, and I'm gonna get on up there. And so I'll just probably catch you guys up there. So I hope that everyone out there is having themselves a great day, great night as you watch this here video. And if you're not, certainly just try that all over again tomorrow and come home to a bunch of tools. Cool. See ya.